We just finished testing the Bullet 21 XRS. Now this is powered with a Mercury 250 Pro X, the two-stroke, and that's probably the smallest engine you're going to see in the Screamin' machine. Unbelievable. On the plane in 3.7 seconds to 30 miles an hour in 7.5 seconds, but it's right there where it started to really hook up. We went to 80.4 miles an hour for a top speed. I can't even imagine this thing with a bigger engine. I'm thinking it's rated unlimited because it's like almost a 22 footer. So you could probably put a Mercury 400 racing engine on this, and that would just be incredibly terrifying. The 250 is all I need. Let's head back to the dock and check out some of the features of this boat. Well, Kevin, what are Bullets known for? I mean, I think I have a feeling after going 80 plus miles an hour out there what I know you're all about. But
well, Bullet is definitely a performance-built bass boat. We're hand-laid. One of the only hand-laid boats left. No chopper guns, all sandwich core construction with balsa.
Now, why is that important?
Balsa gives you a lot of it's a very rigid deal. And the way the splines in balsa works, or the grain,
right?
It actually, if it's ever punctured, will not wick. You know, it will hold moisture into one deal. But It's also very, very light. It's very, very expensive. That's why a lot of the other boat companies don't use that.
Wow. Now tell me about the angler's office up here. This is where the primary angler?
This is the workshop for sure. Large casting platform. Like I said, we're basically in a 22-foot boat. It's 21 foot and 10 inches. We have rod storage to both sides and center, and we have tackle storage behind one of the rod storages itself, and it runs all the way under where the helm is. So
now, how many rods do you think would get in a main rod locker?
If you want, we have an antler system that if you want to have, like, say, 12 rods, if you want to put them in a rod sock tube, you can put as many as probably 60 to 80 rods in here.
Wow, no kidding.
Yeah.
That's cool. Now tell me about up front with the trolling motor.
We do stuff a little bit different. We want our angler, or the guy that chooses to run this boat, to have as many options as he wants to put his fingerprint on it. Everybody generally comes in, they mold a foot panel in, and put it in one place. We don't think that everybody wants to stand in the same place, so we can adjust this to wherever we want. And we'll move the pedestal seat base to accommodate that. But we're standing on a 92-inch beam boat, and
so you guys are sort of a custom builder.
We are a custom built boat. There's no doubt about it. We've been in business for 35 years. We have a large footprint in the bass boat industry, and here, probably 3 years ago, we really kind of got involved in more of the competitive fishing, and we started out with one angler, Andy Morgan. He won the Angler of the Year back to back in 13 and 14,
wow.
And now we're up to 5 pro staff members on fishing FLW.
Wow, cool. Tell me about the helm. What do we have going on?
Well, right here in the cockpit area, this boat has got a bigger console in it than any we've ever built. It's up off of your legs more, and it's a wider console. People ask we don't have place to mount big depth finders, so to say, because a lot of people don't want to look through them through the steering wheel. So there's a couple options that we have. Bass Boat Technologies builds a bracket, and we can put dual mounts behind the wheel where you can put 2 depth finders, because a lot of guys are running two depth finder systems now. So there is a bracket made that would fit into the front of this dashboard where you have the 2. And if you want to just run one there, you can also put another one on a bracket out here, a balls out mount or a round mount.
Cool. Well, it goes back to your custom building where
you'll
put it wherever they want it.
Right. It allows you to put your fingerprint on it instead of it having to be somewhere. You tell us where you want it.
Sure. I notice we have a hot foot throttle here. That's
right.
Nice to have 2 hands on the wheel at 80 plus.
Like I said, these are performance boats. They're capable of running well into the hundreds. With it being over 20 feet, we're unlimited on horsepower. So there's a lot of guys that don't fish the big tournament trails that run 300s on these boats, and they'll run in the low to mid 90s.
Wow. These seats are really comfortable, Kevin. What do we have?
These are new to our. We for years have built a bucket type seat. This is actually a spring loaded seat, and it really takes a lot of the shock out of your spine. The XRS is different from some of the other boats. We actually built the seats up higher. We don't sit down in the floor as far. And as you can see right there, you've got a tremendous amount of leg room
Yeah.
for two guys can move around comfortably in the cockpit of this boat. We have 2 coolers up front. They can be coolers and or dry storage with a third being in between the seats. You
Right.
know, and this is, to me, this is where I want my
Yeah, I don't want to have to actually lean forward.
Right. Well, and you know, there and again, people can run stuff how they want to, but I kind of like to have that for my tackle and stuff.
There you go. Well, Kevin, sometimes the primary angler gets all the real estate and the lowly secondary angler gets a little postage stamp back here, but
Well,
we got a nice little office here.
Really and truly, on our boat, we've took a lot of time and we've built a really good back platform for the guy that has to stand in the back. It's a big platform. You have 2 dry storages behind both seats. We have a split live well that's, you know, roughly 45 gallons. And then our fuel cell is in the center in the back, and then the battery storage is just to both sides. And what's unique about this back deck is it opens outward. So when you're out on the water, if you have trouble, you can actually work on something by sitting on the center of,
nice.
and get to your batteries on the sides and not having to lean out over anything or stand a straddle of a lid.
Great. Now tell me about this transom here.
We use no wood in our transoms. All of our transoms are 100% Coosa, and it's a man-made, you know, synthetic material. No rot is what it's for.
Now how about your bracket back here?
The bracket there is just a power pole bracket. That's theirs, and then it's a jack plate that we use. You can put hydraulic and or standard jacks on the boat.